Hi everyone, welcome back to Invictus Porsche. Today here we have next to me a beautiful Porsche 911 997 Generation 1 convertible Carrera S, which is mated to a beautiful manual gearbox. This 911 only has 3 previous owners, which anyone who knows their Porsches know that they tend to cycle through owners a lot, especially the 997s and the 996s. And the 987 Boxsters and Caymans tend to have quite a high number of owners. So to find a car with the low number of owners that's been maintained really well is quite difficult. And even more testament to this car has 7 services stamped in the book. And the 6 of those are from a Porsche specialist garages and 1 of those is from a main dealer. It also features with over £18,500 worth of maintenance invoices dating back to when the car was new. And over the last 3 years, it's had nearly £5,000 spent on it as well. This 911 is finished in this beautiful Atlas grey metallic paint. And it's really nice because when in the dark, it looks like it's black. But when the sun is shining and it's a beautiful day like today, the color really pops and comes into its own. Now, one of the things I really like about this 911 specifically is the grey full leather interior, which features the extended leather dashboard and steering wheel. Why I like the grey over the standard black is that it's light enough to open up the interior, so when you're sitting in the car with the roof up, it's still a nice open space to be in. And being the grey and not the beige or the tan, the carpets are darker colour and it's easier to maintain. It doesn't get as dirty and it doesn't look bad when it gets stains, and it's a lot easier to clean. Another thing I really love about this 911 is that it has the factory fitted 19-inch lobster claw alloy wheels, which are one of my favourite wheels Porsche ever designed. And the fact that they're painted in the exterior colour, so they're painted in Atlas grey, and it also features red brake calipers. Another really good feature that is unique to this specific car is the fact that it has Zunsport grills. Now, not only do they look amazing and go really well with the grey, Atlas grey exterior colour, it's the fact that they protect the AC condensers and the middle main condenser, and that no stones and leaves get in and ruin them, because that's a very common issue on these cars. And every Porsche you would ever look at in the used market, I can guarantee you it's had countless AC condensers replaced. With this car, you don't have to worry about that. Being a rear engine sports car, it doesn't have a rear boot, but the 911 features with this front boot here. Some people like to call it frunk, which I don't really like that word. But you can see that there's a lot of space in here. You can easily get 3 carry-on size suitcases in here. And we have done trips in other 911s where we've had 4 adults in the car. And we've driven from where we are in Bishop Stortford up to the Lake District with 4 people in. And it's been very comfortable and no one has been tight on space. And that's one of the things the 911s do really well, is that they are very practical and they are one of the most usable sports cars on the market. Now, the reason everyone buys a Porsche, let's see what it drives like. One of the things Porsche have done really well on this car, the 997 convertible, they've minimized cabin noise even when the roof is down. As you can see, the roof is down, but with the windows up, you guys can hear me very clearly, and you can hold a conversation even when you're traveling at 50, 60 miles an hour, and there is minimal wind noise in the cabin, which I find very nice. So this 911 features an upgraded stereo which has built-in satellite navigation. It has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, as you can see from these cables here, and it just really brings the whole interior up to the 21st century, giving you the creature comforts of being able to stream your music through the Bluetooth without having to buy bulky connectors or anything aftermarket like that. Being a 911, it also features from having the PASM Porsche Active Suspension Management, which really tightens up the steering wheel, tightens up the suspension, and gives you a much more engaging feel when you're driving this car. And in my opinion, it's one of the things Porsche do really well, and that is handling, because at the end of the day, they're not the fastest cars in the world, especially the Carreras, and when you start putting them on track, they can outdo so many faster cars just because they handle so much better, which you will now see in a few drive-by shots. As you can see, by no means are these cars slow. They are still superbly fast for a 911, and with the right driver, they can outdo so many of more amazing cars, faster cars on the track. And that's one of the things I love about the Carrera S, especially out of all of the 911 range, is that it's so driver focused, where you don't have the four-wheel drive system, I understand, but you get that raw feel of having all the power sent to the rear wheels and only the front wheel steering the car. And when the back end does twitch out a little bit, it's very exhilarating, and the feeling these cars give you when you drive them, in my opinion, is next to no other. And that's what Porsche have cornered so well in their cars. So to conclude what a 911, especially a 997 Carrera S drives like, it will put a smile on anyone's face. You can hate cars, you can get in this car and drive it or be a passenger, and I can guarantee it will make you smile. And that's what Porsche does amazingly. And the thing is, these cars are still made to be dailyable. Like, I'm sitting here, 4th gear, cruising at 40 miles an hour at 2000 RPM, and it feels like any other car. It's still comfortable. If I turn the PASM off, the ride is comfortable. You can take it on long distance journeys. I myself have driven 911s up to Inverness. I've got a trip coming up to Aberdeen this week as well. And these cars will eat up miles like any other GT car would. But when you do want to put your foot down and drive them hard, the feeling, the exhilaration, is just amazing. And you don't get the two combined things from any other car as well as a 911 does, in my opinion. And that's why you should buy one. 911 997 Generation 1 Carrera S has 350 brake horsepower, 400 Newton meters of torque, which means it can do 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds, and it brings the car up to a staggeringly 182 miles an hour top speed. So MPG, it still is a sports car, but it's surprisingly good. On a run, you can average around 35 MPG. When I drove a 996 911 Carrera up to Inverness, I averaged 36 MPG, which I was quite proud of. And locally or normal day-to-day driving, you can expect low to mid 20s. What makes this 911 really special, which is only specific to this car, is that it has an impeccable maintenance history and record. It comes with a folder full of paperwork and maintenance invoices totaling over £18,500, dating back to when the car was new. Talking about when the car was new, and I love this, and because it comes with a piece of paper that's called a vehicle order form, and it's handwritten by Porsche, and it has all the spec on it, and it totals over £58,000. The car has had a lot of work done to it. Just within the last 3 to 4 years, it's had 2 new rear springs, both new rear lower arms. It's also had all the aluminium and rubber coolant hoses changed, which is an engine out job on these cars and is very labor intensive. This car also features with upgraded Gen 2 rear lights and stainless steel exhaust tips. As well as everything else I've just mentioned, this car also had a new IMS seal and flange. It's also had brand new condensers for the AC in the front left and right, as well as both front discs and rear and pads. Now, to finish off, it's had a lot of work done, as you can tell. It's also had a new battery, new track and tie rod ends on the front, a new stone guard, and another main thing on these cars is the exhaust bolts and clamps corrode a lot. Even on a 2-year-old 911, you'll find that, and they've all been replaced recently as well. To finish off, if you look back over everything I've mentioned about this car, I think this is one of the best 911s I've come across because of the history and the condition, and it's just overall a very good car. And guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment on the video. Give us suggestions, let us know how you think this video was and how you think we can improve, and please share this with all your friends and family.